Welcome everybody to this first of a KU Food for Thought series with interviews of key instructors. My name is Bert Mollen. I'm Koryu Uchinadi Dutch Shibucho of the Netherlands. Been following Hanshi McCarthy since 1993 and was happy to pick up the project of creating the Food for Thought interviews. The purpose of the Food for Thought interviews is to deepen the understanding and also share the insights of top instructors with all of you. Today we start off with Kyoshi Ante Brännbacka. Welcome, Kyoshi.
Thank you, it's an honor.
Thank you that you are going to go with me in this engagement, and I would like to start off with the first question, where I would like to understand who you are. Please explain to viewers who you are and how did you come in contact with karate and Koryu Uchinadi?
Yes, my name is Ante Brännbacka. I live in Espoo, Finland, just outside Helsinki. I started karate in 1985. I was small and weak, and karate seemed like an exotic way to become stronger and learn how to fight. So I did mostly sports karate for 8 years. Then I switched to traditional karate, Renshinkan Shorin-Jiru, and did that for a few years very intensively. Other martial arts I did on the side: judo, jiu-jitsu, kobudo, iaido, some Filipino martial arts, and Muay Thai. And later I also did BJJ and submission wrestling and some boxing. I came into contact with Koryu Uchinadi in 1997 through a friend who had been to one of Hanshi Patrick McCarthy's seminars, and together we trained the things they've been doing at the seminar, and it was really cool stuff. And when Hanshi returned to Finland in 1998, I went there. And for the next 5 years, I went to pretty much all of his seminars in Scandinavia, and I'd been lucky to learn from some great instructors before that, but Hanshi was the first one who could really provide the complete package, so to speak. For a few years, I trained Koryu Uchinadi to strengthen my old style, but then when I heard about the martial arts instructors course in Brisbane, Australia, I decided to make the full switch to Koryu Uchinadi, and in 2003 I moved to Brisbane together with my wife Raija to practice Koryu Uchinadi full-time at the Sohombu Dojo. And since returning back to Finland in 2004, I've been Hanshi's representative here.
Thank you. You made a full switch to Koryu Uchinadi. Can you share the value of Koryu Uchinadi and what it makes it a unique art? Please explain to our viewers.
Well, traditional martial arts has values on so many levels, and I think I'm still too young and inexperienced to grasp the full value of Koryu Uchinadi. One thing that makes Koryu Uchinadi unique is definitely Hanshi's HAPV theory. In other words, that the moves in traditional kata are meant to address habitual acts of physical violence, and thus we have a link between traditional kata and real functional self-defense. Many instructors these days teach solid kata applications, yes, but Hanshi Patrick McCarthy was the first one to do so, at least in the West. In a broader perspective, I think KU is about understanding principles, not so much about remembering thousands of techniques. Thanks to this, if you understand the principles, well, you can go training with pretty much any martial art or style. You can follow along, you can understand what they're doing and also enjoy it. As an instructor, I've been invited to teach to many different karate styles, and I think that the seminars have been so successful because thanks to how I learned to see the big picture in Koryu Uchinadi, it's easier for me to teach different groups with different interests and looking for different outcomes. So if we're staying on a concrete level, I think this is the value of Koryu Uchinadi for me.
My next question is about training KU. Based on the principles you mentioned, what are key elements of your training, and especially how do you address the topic of Riai-Tegumi? It would be very interesting to explain to our viewers on what you do to make Riai-Tegumi come to life.
Well, for the last few months, we've obviously been limited to Kihon and Kata due to the COVID-19 situation. Both Kihon and kata are always key elements when I teach and train myself. Kihon give you the tools to build a strong foundation. If the foundation is not strong, it will crumble when put under pressure, for example in a self-defense situation. Kihon done correctly is also a great way to stay mobile and healthy, thanks to the versatile workout that it provides. Kata, on the other hand, will help you with the actual self-defense applications as long as you can visualize what you're doing. Obviously it's not the real thing, but a decent substitute if you don't have a training partner around. Please note that for me, Kihon and kata practice doesn't always mean doing the same thing in the same way over and over again. I like to vary the training methods depending on what aspect of a certain technique I want to improve. However, under normal circumstances, the major part of a training session we do two-person drills. And this brings us to the topic of Riai-Tegumi. Koryu Uchinadi curriculum tells us what to practice. For the last few years, together with my senior students, we've focused more and more on how to practice. If we want to build what Hanshi Patrick McCarthy calls functional spontaneity, we can't just repeat pre-arranged drills over and over again. That would be doing two-person kata. There need to be elements of surprise and also training with a resisting training partner. It's easy to make training realistic. The trick is to still keep it safe even if the intensity rises. And here I think we can learn a lot from the sport side of martial arts. For example, we've elaborated a lot with different pad drills. We should also look at what more modern self-defense systems do with their scenario-based training. Also, being a teacher by profession, I always have a pair of pedagogical glasses, so to speak, on me, and thus I'm constantly looking for more efficient ways to transfer our art to the next generation.
A very interesting concept, the pedagogical glasses. I like that. What message can you give to our viewers on how can you help our KU friends to further grow in their way how to practice Koryu Uchinadi?
First of all, I'd like to encourage everyone to keep that out-of-the-box mentality that Hanshi advocates. Make sure your KU doesn't become just another box. Even if it would be an enormous one, it would still be a box. Secondly, there are no shortcuts if you want to become good, so train a lot, train hard. However, there are many detours. I've taken quite a few myself over the years, so you also need to train smart. There's no lack of information these days. You need to find the core principles and focus on them. This way you will also realize that regardless of martial art or style, what separates us is not nearly as important as what brings us together, something that Hanshi McCarthy has pointed out so many times.
Thank you, Kyoshi, for sharing. I really liked our engagement, I'm sure all of us will be able to use the insights and principles that you shared with us to further grow our Koryu Uchinadi. I do appreciate your being the first one to start off the KU Food for Thought, so many thanks for that.
It was a pleasure.
And to all of you, I hope you enjoyed the interview. Please pick up and grow your capabilities in Koryu Uchinadi with the insights that Kyoshi Ante Brännbacka was able to share with you. We'll pick it up for a next interview, so stay tuned and be safe and train well. See you next time.